Hello. My name is Suleiman Mubarak and I am 21 years old. I am doing a business with my father and I am quite interested about the things which makes lovely sense. Anything connected to lovely feelings or some sort of romantic phenomenon, I blush. I don't know what I am saying, but today, I want to share my true love story which had begun 3 years before approximately. That was the time when I was a student of B.com and that was my first year. I was an average student, but my adequates and regularity made me a prominent student in my classroom. My good behavior and spiritual thought made me a good person and a little popular in my class. Well, I want to share a thing with you that from the very beginning I was in search of true love. As I said before, that I attract to those things which makes lovely sense. Being a spiritual person, I like any girl who is religious or have a positivity in her behavior. So I begin to like my class fellow named Saba. She was quite interesting. She was very serious to the point, and her attitude sometimes sucked my class fellows. But I didn't notice that because beside this she was a good girl. Her grades were good and she was a good student. I began to like her, but I did a mistake. That I supposed that I was falling in love with her. Those days, one of my cousins far away from our city came to live with us for a tour for the sake of enjoyment. Now here the story begins. I was very reluctant, hesitant to girls from the very beginning. My cousin named Nabiella was a little clever, but not in a negative sense. I didn't take her in consideration because I was on a big mistake loving a wrong person. That was actually not love. My wrong love for Sabo was increasing, and then I told about this to my friends. They said, "She sucks." I said yes, but except this, I like her character, her style, and that all. My friends had make her a name to tease her in between them. That was Duck. Duck because of her lips. But I didn't notice that. One day, our chemistry professor was giving the lecture, and she was sitting next to another girl, who were sitting just next to me. She was thirsty, so she put a bottle out of her bag and opened the cap. As she did so, the cap slipped out of her hand at once, and it was fallen near my feet. I was hesitant to girls, so I didn't pick the cap except I kicked the cap to her, and that blunder changed everything. Yes. As the professor came out of the class, she called my name. "Mr. Suleiman, have you any sense? Have you been taught ethically or morally? Are you dumb?" And that all. I didn't say anything except with an ashamed voice, "I am sorry." All boys were quiet and girls were talking with each other. Everybody realized that Sabo was wrong and the mistake was not that so big. That day, my heart was broken in thousands of pieces. That day I also had an accident, but at the point, I got my control and no injury happened. Then the days after that, I was even normally behaving, but Sabo was quite different. And she was hesitating in front of girls and boys because maybe she knew that she did a big mistake. I was a good student and my image was also good and all girls respect me, but Saba then became hesitant to me and I thought that she realized of her mistake and that was enough for me. But now I had lost her respect in my heart and I just forget her fully. But still my search for true love was never end. And those sad days I find a new way. Yes, those days every night I watched a TV show with my whole family and cousin. That was winter and a big blanket covered our whole family in one to warmth our bodies. That was pretty lovely that a family is together and watching a TV show and enjoying. Then one night when we're all lying, covered with blanket and watching show, at once my foot touched my cousin's foot. And I realized that I got a very strong feeling. Her feet were very soft and that was pleasing to me. I rather enjoy except feeling bad. But after that I realized that she was enjoying too. I was not surprised, but I just began to attract to her. I think that time Nabiella filled my heart with a new feeling. Whether that was bad or good, I don't know. Then it started over again and again. Even in daytime after college, when I came back to college and I'll take some rest. She massaged my feet when the light is gone in our home. That was very touching, that someone cares about you and which is sexy too. Well, our physical contact made even more stronger, and then I hold her hand while I was pretending to be sleeping, and there she was sitting near to me with mom. As light has gone so nobody could imagine that what's happening all around. Then I hold her hand and slightly kissed on her hand, and there was a ring on her finger that I first put off and then put in again for a sign to make her realize that I want a relationship with her. We never talk with each other so much, not even eye contact, but still there are many things happened between us as I described before. Then after 3 months, we were fully involved in our love, but I never crossed my limit at all. I just hold her hands and wrist and touched her feet sometimes. Once night my mother called me in her room and asked me a question that, "What do you think about Nabila?" I was confused and didn't reply properly. She then said that she liked Nabila very much and want her to be in her home as your wife. I was happy internally, but I was unable to respond. I don't know why. But then after a next night when she again asked me, I replied, "Yes." My mother told this about my sisters and brothers. I was younger than all except one brother, who was 7 years old that time. All agreed upon it. But then a controversial issue began. My father didn't agree when my mother told about that. This time my heart was actually broken fully. But I didn't resist against parents, and I just made silence that time. I didn't have any conversation with my father in front of me about this, but I came to know about this from my mother. Well, after 3 months her parents came back and took her back. While she was going, she was crying very much. Not because of the issue, because she didn't even know about that, but she was so much involved in me and my family. Love that she could not bear a separation. I want to say goodbye to her last time, but couldn't because I was unable to do that. After that it took a very bad effect on my studies, and I lost my temperament, and then I showed careless behavior, non-serious attitude, and that all. I became sad all the times and became a sad soul. Then after 6 or 7 months a call is received by my father from her parents that they are looking for a boy to marry their daughter, and they have found one from their relatives. When I came to know that, I became even more sad. Her parents invited my parents to see that boy and his house members to make a decision, as they respected my parents so much. My parents went to their city to see the boy. Thinking about this, I became sick and I got high temperature. Next day, when they came back, my father came to me and gave me a hug and said that now you'll become healthy. I didn't get that. My mother was looking happy. I still didn't get. Then my father said that the boy to who we were going to see is refused because I didn't like his house members as they are narrow-minded. He said that while they were coming back just after seeing the boy, your mother began to cry, and I asked her about this. She said that I love Nabila as my own daughter and I want her to be the wife of my son. My father stopped the car and made a call to Nabila's mother. He said that we want your daughter hand for our son and we want 5 years period. She said that whether they have asked to me about this. My father said that Suleiman will surely never refuse. You just relax. And then she agreed. When I heard about that, I became so much angry first, and then I didn't reply my father's question about marrying Nabila. I couldn't bear a next wound to my heart because there were no space for further. I keep quiet, and after third night my father again, in front of my family, asked me the same question, and after thinking about it seriously, I agreed. Everybody were happy, and then I saw pictures of Nabila my parents captured while they were in their home. She was looking weak as she had cried a lot. Her mother told us that When they told her about the boy, for which they were looking for, she began to cry loudly and said, "I don't want to leave this house. I don't want to leave you, Mom." But after that, when the boy was refused and she told her about me as her husband for their final decision, Nabiella got happy. Her mother said that, "Why don't you cry this time?" She smiled all the time and became so much happy. Then we decided to do a secret engagement. Because my big brother and sisters were still unmarried and in our relatives, it's strange for a younger brother to be engagement first, while their big sisters are not. So my father decided to go at night to their city and make a celebration. I made a shopping with my mom, and then after a week we started our journey to their city, Okara. I was very excited, but I didn't show that to anybody. When we reached there at 11:30 p.m. approximately, the light was gone and there were dark everywhere. My mother-in-law and father-in-law welcomed us and Nabiella served everybody with drinks. Her hands were shivering. I was also confused. After half an hour the light came back and we started our celebration. Photo session was made by my sisters and brother one by one. Everybody was happy. Then everybody got sleep at 1 a.m. But I couldn't sleep because I was so much excited. And Nabiella was also not sleeping, to which extent I know. Then everybody wake up and I got sleep at 10 a.m. because of the whole tired night with countless thoughts. Then her relatives came in home to see me. They were not happy, not even a single bit. Rather, they were surprised because they were also told that day about engagement. They were not happy because our family is educated, and they want my cousin to marry in a educated home. Whatever. I really don't care. After that, an event arrived when my father-in-law and Nabiella came to our home, and my father told me to take Nabiella to a ride. He gave me money. I took her with my younger brother so that anyone couldn't get confused outside, whether a date has come or a family. Hope you understand that. Here our people are very narrow-minded, so I took my brother with me. I was unaware of my own city because I didn't get outside for fun with my friends a single time. But then I asked people about the zoo and they guide me, so I reached there and we made a walk out there with animals. That was a weird date, but I didn't know what to do. After that we had an eating there and then we came back. I want her to take into some kind of park, full of swings and adventurous places. But I was unaware of any place. So I decided to go back to home. But she was still happy that I tried. My family members made fun of me that I went her to a zoo, none other than any place. Now it's 2 years completed to my engagement and I am very happy. Between these 2 years many incidents have been occurred with me and with her, but I can't share it because then it will become so much explanation that the readers will be bored. But I am very happy and I will never regret after in my life, even once, about this relation. I love her and she loves me, and that's enough. I achieved my goal and today I have my love with me. I hope that after 2 years I became a married person, but for this I have to make enough money to marry my big sister, who has been engaged since a year ago. And then after, I will marry or maybe my second sister. God knows better what is written. I want to say all boys that make love with girls, but also make a final relationship to have a complete sense. A love without relationship is hollow. That's how I met her, and I fell in love with her. I love you, Nabiella, and I will till my last breath rest, inshallah.